Welcome back to Fantasy or Reality, the Gambling Problem Podcast. Glad to have you here. Hope some of you longtime listeners are still here. I'm sorry it's been about 7 months since I put an episode out, but I do want to say everything's still going well. My last day to bet it was still 5/2/21. I just unfortunately haven't made this a priority, and I would like to change that. I know I've said that before, but I really enjoy doing this podcast, and I really enjoy sharing the pathway of recovery and what's worked for me. I will call myself out. It's probably been 3 or 4 months since I've been to a meeting, which is not good. I really enjoy my online group meetings, and I do have to get back to doing that. There have been some discussions about a in-person meeting potentially starting up around my area, and if I do that, I will let you know here. So anybody in the Albany, Saratoga-ish area will have a in-person meeting. So I'll keep you updated on that. But I do have to make sure I get back to my online meetings for the time being. I'm just calling myself out for that. I know life is busy. I got kids. I have a wife. I have a job. I have, responsibilities. But I still need to make time to get to my meetings because that is what has helped me so much along my pathway of recovery. I will say, though, yesterday I went to the New York Council on Problem Gambling's conference, and I'm going to be going again this morning to go be on a panel, and it has reinvigorated my desire to talk about this more often, and seeing people who are so passionate about helping people with problem gambling and listening to stories about people recovering from problem gambling. It really, really was great. I ran into a friend in recovery, Mr. Brian Hatch, who has his podcast, All in the Addicted Gamblers podcast. We got to sit down for a good hour, drinking some coffee, making some stupid jokes, talking about recovery, talking about working out, physical fitness, all that good stuff. So it was awesome to sit down and see him and see that he's doing well. Go listen to his podcast. I'm sure if you listen to this one, you've definitely listened to his, since his has been around the longest, numero uno in the game. But, one of the things that definitely is important and why meetings are so important, which is why I need to make sure I get back to my meetings, is I ran into a friend there at the conference. I won't go any more into how I know this person or anything like that, just to protect his anonymity. But, I'm sitting there talking to my wife and some others at the conference, and all of a sudden I see this friend of mine come walking around the corner, and we both give that look to each other like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And everybody's got name tags and everything on, so we flip the name tags around, and both of us say recovery. And neither one of us knew that we were in recovery for a gambling addiction. So we get to talking, and he's got somewhere between 6 to 8 months in right now, and his story is very similar to mine. He's a father around the same age as me. He gambled for a bit longer. But so many of the same feelings and thoughts and behaviors, excuse me, that went on during that, and it really he's still going through it. He's only 6 to 8 months in, so the feelings are very raw, and he presented as part of a panel yesterday too, and watching him talk about how difficult it was for him, trying to balance his gambling and trying to get back to zero, and the amount of times he needed to be bailed out by people in his life, or thinking he was back to zero, and then digging a deeper hole and creating this web of lies and this huge weight on his shoulders from keeping it from his wife, and how scared he was to tell his wife because he was so scared to lose everything. And one of the feelings that he had that I remember having is he would tuck his kids into bed at night and wonder is this the last time I'm going to be doing this as a father in this house? Because is tomorrow the day where this all comes crashing down? And the fear and the shame and the anxiety and the hatred of yourself that you live with every day as someone who's a problem gambler, and you're hiding everything from the people in your life. The one that you love the most, your wife and your kids, and how scary it is knowing that you could lose that at any moment, and the fight or flight state that you're in and nonstop trying to fix it all on your own. And then watching him get up on this panel very bravely and talking about his story, and watching him get emotional. And he's around my age, and I was tearing up in the crowd, and it was hard not to cry. And it was hard for my wife not to cry, because my wife works for the Council on Problem Gambling, and she's the one who answers the phone and is connecting people who call to get help. And just like I credited the council for getting me on the pathway and saving my life, he said the same thing about my wife, and that made me feel so proud of her, and it made me feel so grateful that she took this pathway where she's working at the council helping people, and she is on a pathway to become a clinician herself, which was another thing that helped me so much and helped us so much into creating the life that we have now. And seeing him go up there in that raw state and crediting my wife and another co-worker of hers that helped her, named Robin, that connected him to help and helped him along the way while he was receiving help, and crediting them with saving his life. I just remember feeling that same thing, and towards this council. And I'm so grateful for the New York Council on Problem Gambling, for being here, and for the people that care so much there. And it was great being around all these people who just care so much about just being able to help someone calling in their most desperate state, looking for help, and how they will help you with no judgment and connect you to the right person, regardless of where you're at, regardless of what you need. They will make sure you will either connect with a peer counselor, in-person clinician, Zoom clinician, setting you up with meetings, whether it's online or in person, GA or problem gambling support groups. They have so many different outlets to help, and it's so important that they're there. And I'm so grateful that they're there. I'm so grateful they were there 4 years ago when my wife and I needed them, and now they're still there helping people I know personally in my life that I had no idea had a problem gambling, just like no one in my life knew I had a problem gambling. And just knowing they were there to get him help. And just being there, being around these people, seeing my friend Brian, seeing all these people at the council, seeing my friend, it just really has sparked this thing in me again to want to really rededicate myself to this. Life has been great, and I've been doing well, and I still have the great mindset I have, and I still have the, positive mindset. I don't want to call it great, but I just want to say I have a positive mindset about myself. I have a great family, a great wife, great kids, good friends, great friends. I have a great life, and it's all because I'm almost 4 years into this process of recovery, and especially all the hard work I did over the first couple of years. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for the council and for my therapist and my supportive friends and my supportive wife and family, and I'm just very grateful. And being around those people yesterday at the council, at the conference, and going back today, I'm going to be on a panel presenting. I'm just grateful to be on this path, and I will say I will be back here again, creating more episodes. I'm really hoping to get this meeting going. I will let you all know when that begins. I just wanted to pop on here, say hello again, let you know what's going on, share that little story with you, let you know that if you are struggling and you need help, that there are so many resources out there. And it's different in each state, but just look up your local state gambling crisis line, and someone will connect you to help. They saved my life, they saved my friend's life, and they can save your life too. So keep checking back. I'll be posting more episodes very soon. Thank you for anyone who continues to listen after all this time. And be good to yourselves and each other. You deserve it.